Hello and welcome. Today we're taking a trip to the gorgeous town of Nerja. And just so you know, it's pronounced Nerja, right on Spain's beautiful Costa del Sol. And our entire focus is to give you a complete guide to its accessibility, so you can plan an amazing trip and feel totally confident doing it.
You know, our goal here is pretty simple. We want to take any of that travel anxiety you might be feeling and just replace it with pure excitement. We're going to give you all the practical, on-the-ground knowledge you need to explore Nerja without a worry.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? You see pictures of Nerja, you hear how charming it is, but then you think about the terrain. So, can you manage it? Well, the short answer is a big, resounding yes. You absolutely can. It just takes a little bit of smart planning.
Okay, let's dive right in. Here's our game plan. First, we'll soak in Nerja's incredible charm. Then, we'll get real about the terrain. After that, we're talking about how to get around, the best accessible spots you have to see, and we'll wrap it all up with a planning checklist to make it all come together. So, what is it about Nerja that's so special? Just picture it. Whitewashed buildings, historic old town that's just buzzing with energy, and a coastline that is, frankly, breathtaking. It is such a vibrant, welcoming place, and believe me, it is absolutely worth visiting. All right, let's talk about the reality of the landscape. See, to plan a great trip, you really have to understand that Nerja's accessibility is, well, it's a tale of two very different terrains. It all depends on where you are in the town. The easiest way to think about it is this: the town center, everything around the famous Balcón de Europa. That's your easy zone. It's mostly flat. It's pedestrian-friendly. It's pretty much smooth sailing. But the moment you start to venture out into the residential areas, that's when the terrain changes. You'll find steeper hills and, yeah, those classic cobblestones. Understanding this one difference is the absolute key to planning your perfect stay. So, how do you conquer this landscape and explore freely? Well, the great news is you've got some fantastic options. With the right mobility toolkit, getting around isn't just doable, it can actually be part of the adventure. You've basically got three great tools at your disposal. First, renting a mobility scooter. This gives you so much freedom, and get this, they'll even deliver it right to your hotel. Second, accessible taxis. They exist, they have ramps, but, and this is important, you have to book them in advance. And finally, the local buses are getting better and better, but it's always smart to double-check your specific route before you head out. Okay, now for the fun part. This is where all that planning really pays off. Let's look at the incredible sights you get to experience in Nerja, completely stress-free. If you do one thing, just one thing in Nerja, please make it this. The Balcón de Europa, which translates to the Balcony of Europe, is the true heart of the town. And guess what? It is 100% accessible. It's an absolute must.
And here's exactly why it's such a dream. The whole area is designed for easy access. We're talking wide, flat paths, gentle ramps. You can roll right up to the edge and just soak in those incredible panoramic views of the Mediterranean. It's stunning. Plus, it's surrounded by accessible shops and cafes, so it's the perfect place to just hang out for an afternoon.
Of course, you can't go to the Costa del Sol and not hit the beach. Briana Beach is a fantastic option. It has wooden walkways that go right down to the sand, and even offers assisted bathing services in season. A few other great choices are Torrecilla, Calahonda, and El Salón. They all have good, ramped, step-free access. And the exploring doesn't stop there. A big part of the world-famous caves of Nerja is now accessible. You just need to book the specific tour ahead of time. The amazing Eagle Aqueduct, you can see it perfectly from the road. And the beautiful El Salvador Church, which is right next to the Balcón, is also super easy to visit. So you can see how a little smart planning is the secret ingredient here. Let's pull everything we've talked about together into one final, actionable checklist to get you ready for your trip. When it comes to booking your hotel, seriously, location is everything. Try to stay central. And here's a pro tip. Before you book, always call them directly. Ask specific questions. Do you have a lift? A roll-in shower? How wide are the doorways? Don't just rely on a website's description. And for a few final tips from me to you, think about visiting in the spring or fall. You'll avoid the big crowds and the intense summer heat, which makes getting around so much more pleasant. Book everything you need way in advance. And of course, always pack any spare parts or chargers you might need for your mobility aid. You know, this quote really sums it all up, doesn't it? The real message here isn't about what you can't do.
It's about empowerment. It's knowing that with the right info and just a little prep work, an incredible, accessible trip to Nerja is totally 100% within your reach.
So, now that you've seen just how manageable it can be, I guess the only real question left is, are you ready to start planning your own adventure to this stunning piece of the Costa del Sol?
We really hope this guide has helped you feel more prepared and excited. For even more fantastic local tips, make sure you check out the resources from Nerja. Thanks so much for watching and have an amazing trip.